Mater Dei High School. So we're just about ready to get this thing going in what is essentially the Big West regular season championship on the line here. Chance for the #1 seed heading into the tournament. And we are off and running. The Gauchos in white. They're kicking from left to right. And a foul early in this match, and down is Alexander Vukovic. Vukovic from Serbia, a sophomore defender. He's a big guy back there at 6'3". Like he holding his jaw there. Free kick. See Riverside in the dark uniforms. Moving from right to left in this match. Highlanders, as we mentioned earlier, have to pay particular attention to Finn Ballard McBride. He's number 11, and he's already back there pressuring the Highlanders defense. Just try to break free. Adrian Meade-Tatum's touch a little bit too strong to Issa Badawia. Near side throw in for the Gauchos. Gauchos led by head coach Tim Von Steeg in his 24th season at the helm. A lot of longevity in the coaching jobs here in the Big West Conference, men's and women's soccer. We're just getting started here, Big West Conference play. And it is Decision Saturday. So after tonight, we'll figure out all the seeding. One thing's for sure, both of these teams are in. They have clinched the Big West Conference, streaking. Brendan Clark, pass intercepted. There's Olga Zeller, play this one over top. Vukovic with the header. There's Polo at midfield. Tried to find Noah Lopez. He was marked well. Dispossessed there. And not able to keep that one in. It's Philip Nemo. Brendan Clark with the throw. So at the top, it's these two teams. Santa Barbara with 16 points. The Highlanders with 14. Then it's CSUN and the Anteaters, both with 13 points. All four of those clubs have clinched a spot. Try to find Issa Badawia. He's in the 18 and has possession. 1v2 over there. Be a foul on Issa Badawia, the senior, honored here tonight in front of his home fans from Martin Luther King High School. Issa Badawia, 3 goals on the season. 2 of those being the game-winning variety. Then after Irvine and CSUN at 13 points apiece. You've got Sac State and Cal State Fullerton. They each have 12. The Tritons have 12 points as well, but ineligible for Big West Conference postseason play here until the 24-25 season. And UC Davis with 11 points eliminated at the bottom of the conference, Cal Poly and CSU Bakersfield. And player down, looks like Vukovic once again. Alexander Vukovic. He's going to be sore tomorrow. We just got started here. Once again, holding his jaw and his left shoulder. I'll try to work the kinks out of that. Fremar Omarson with the free kick. AJ Mead Tatum, a little strong with the touch. Dispossessed for the moment. Gauchos around the center circle. Streaking in, defender knocked down was Andrew Alexander. Foul committed by the Gauchos. Carlos Gonzalez in net for the Highlanders, and Leroy Zeller for the Gauchos. Quite the matchup in goal here tonight. Of course, you'd expect nothing less from the top two teams in the Big West Conference. Here's Noah Lopez trying to get to that ball. Zeller, he'll blast this one out towards midfield. Strong challenge there by Adrian Mead Tatum. Santa Barbara with the foul this time. Seventh minute here in Riverside. Just getting going. Free kick. Brendan Clark. Will be on the take for this set piece. Each and every possession, each and every set piece so important here in this match. Issa Badawia as well. Clark sends this one in off of a header, sent out beyond the goal line. It'll be a goal kick for Leroy Zeller, although another player is down, and Vukovic bleeding from his temple area there. So Alexander Vukovic has had a rough first 8 minutes here in this contest. The clock has stopped, and Vukovic certainly going to require some medical attention here. Two players colliding. With the medical staff. Here's another look at it. Brendan Clark with the take, serves this one into the 18, and attempted header, 50-50 ball. Players colliding. Vukovic still being tended to here on the far side. Certainly some leaders in this contest as far as both teams go. I mentioned Finn Ballard McBride, game-winning goals, 5 of those. He's got the most points in the league and the most average points per contest. Noel Rivera will come in, so he'll spell Alexander Vukovic. He comes off and try to stop the bleeding there. Here's Zeller, who had a 6-match clean sheet streak to begin Big West Conference play. He's only given up 3 goals the entirety of the Big West Conference schedule thus far. Highlanders hoping to add to that tally. Maybe a goal kick for the Highlanders. Polo Hernandez played that one back after I don't want to say an errant pass by AJ Meade-Tatum, but it missed the mark. There's Noah Lopez trying to collect instead of the Gauchos. Play it back. Isabadawia trying to get to this one. Gauchos able to win possession there. Good defense on the sideline from AJ Meade-Tatum. So Finn Ballard-McBride, pretty good offensively for the Gauchos. A couple guys the Highlanders should watch out for. Salvador Aguilar, he's got 5 goals and assists on the season. 2 of those goals game winners. Lucas Gonzalez, he leads the team with 5 assists. He's also got 2 goals on the year. And Tabet Bartman, 3 assists and 2 goals. That kind of an offense leading the charge, and then the great goalkeeper from Germany, Leroy Zeller, in net. Brendan Clark near side. Touch for Badawia. Over here for Noah Lopez, but a little strong. Lopez not able to collect. Throw in for the Gauchos. Neither goalkeeper has been tested in any way, shape, or form thus far here in the first 11 minutes. Hernandez plays this back to Fremar Almarson. Almarson charging forward here on the near side into the 18, looking for Noah Lopez, but too much steam on that one. Zeller stands 6'5" from Zolpich, Germany. He's not the only German national on the team. Nemo Phillip as well. Here's Issa Badawia, the senior from Martin Luther King High. Tripped up. Going 1v2. And the foul is committed. So free kick here. Good position. The attacking third, Brendan Clark and Issa Badawia. The Gauchos defense gets set. This one comes in, headed in, and that finds the back of the net at UC Riverside in the 12th minute. Has gone up in this one, 1-0. Highlanders strike first. Served in from Brendan Clark off of the free kick, and he finds the header for Noah Lopez. Take a look at it once again. Brendan Clark off of the left foot, off of Noah Lopez's head and deflected in by the Gauchos defense. And the Highlanders with an important early goal against a really tough goalkeeper. Polo Hernandez comes out with that one, lays it back. AJ Mead Tatum trying to step aside the pressure of the Gauchos. The announcement here at UC Riverside. Noah Lopez with his 5th goal on the season. That's good for 2nd on the Highlanders club behind Brendan Clark. Clark with the assist on the play. That's his 6th on the year. Of course, Polo Hernandez leads the team in assists with 8. He leads the Big West Conference in that stat. He's also amongst the leaders in the nation. Highlanders now look to put the pressure on the Gauchos. No Lopez looking for Issa Badawia. Here's Aldana. Jorge trying to find Nemo Phillip. Dispossessed there, and the Highlanders look to counter. Far side, a little too strong there for Oscar Panate. Throw in for Vieta. Eddie's from Costa Mesa, California. Near side. Jorge Aldana leaves this one off. And looks like it's going to be a foul on Polo Hernandez. He knocked over Lucas Gonzalez. Free kick there. So Highlanders in the 12th minute find the back of the net against Leroy Zeller. It's only the 4th conference goal he's allowed all year. Highlanders looking for more. Here's Brendan Clark trying to get that one centered for Noah Lopez. Good look there. And the Highlanders offense with their foot on the accelerator. You see Brendan Clark get into the edge of the 18 and finding his man, Noah Lopez. Lopez not able to find the back of the net this time. I'm sure those two will hook up for another opportunity here in this match. At least Tim Capello is helping so. AJ Mead Tatum. Looking for Polo Hernandez. Panate. Errant pass intended for Issa Badawia. Now far side foot race. And a good slide tackle there. Andrew Alexander providing the D there. Got a nice round of applause. Highlanders trying to clear. Some fancy footwork from Polo Hernandez. He's dispossessed. Now the Gauchos in the penalty box. This one is cleared for the moment. Caden Van Steeg Here's Oscar Penate with some room to move. He'll slow it down for the moment, let his teammates catch up. Here's Brendan Clark. Clark gets it back for the moment. And that'll be a corner kick for UC Riverside. First corner of the evening for UC Riverside. It'll be Brendan Clark with the take. Although, looks like Issa Badawia is moving over there as well. Polo Hernandez getting himself set up. It'll be Clark. Bends this one in. Headed away by the Gauchos defense. Carlos Osorio gets that one back for the moment. Gauchos now near side. Jorge Aldana, San Rafael, California. Here's Ledoux. Over to the near side. Highlanders now look to counter. UC Riverside foul there. Up 1-0, the Highlanders are, after a goal in the 12th minute. Noah Lopez assisted by Brendan Clark. Caden Von Steeg leads this off for Aldana. Floats this into the box. Highlanders react. Still in the attacking third is the Gauchos, off of the left foot there of Ledoux. Deflected on the shot. Now back to the defense. Gauchos trying to get this one into Finn Ballard McBride. Haven't called his name much yet, but he is lurking, let me tell you. Highlanders, a little bit of trouble, able to clear. And it'll be a throw in near side for UC Riverside. Able to withstand that offensive attack that time from the Gauchos. 20th minute here in Riverside. The regular season championship on the line between these two clubs. Both have clinched conference playoff berths, but each would love to have that regular season championship and the #1 seed going in to next week's tournament. It'll be a corner kick for the Gauchos. So the visitors' first set piece opportunity. Ledoux with the take. That one trickles through dangerously and now blasted and hit wide. Still Gauchos with the opportunity here. Highlanders need to clear, and there is the first opportunity of the evening for Carlos Gonzalez, and he handles that one comfortably. Gonzalez from Mater Dei High School. He's got 4 clean sheets to his ledger, the Big West Conference schedule. Goes without saying, he'd love one here tonight. So would the Highlanders faithful. There's Finn Ballard McBride, dangerous player, the Australian. Brendan Clark, good defense in the corner, and now he starts the rush. Noah Lopez had Issa Badawia as well. And Oscar Penate turned on the accelerator and then lost the ball. Good effort. You got to keep charging forward. And coming out of his line, Carlos Gonzalez not going to take any chances there with Alexis Ledoux breathing down his neck. And then on the other side, that Finn Ballard McBride guy, ever dangerous. He had 9 goals each of the last 2 seasons and has 13 here this season, and that's after starting the season off with an injury. So didn't really slow Finn Ballard McBride down in the least. There's the head coach in his 24th season, Tim Von Steeg, at the helm here for the Gauchos. Has to like what he's seen this season. Highlanders like what they've seen so far in this match. AJ Mead Tatum gets this one over to Issa Badawia. Badawia with a good turn. He's getting past some defenders. Plays this one in. Here's Brendan Clark with the left foot. That one's deflected. Clark collects. He'll play this back. Here's Carlos Osorio. Here's Polo Hernandez, leader in assists in the league. This one's flicked on goal, but Zeller will come out and calmly collect that one. So the Highlanders offense keeping the pressure on the Gauchos goalkeeper. I don't know about you, but this season kind of reminds me of the 2018 season for the UC Riverside Highlanders. Highlanders in 2018, if you'll remember, started the season 1-7-1, but then played excellence in Big West Conference play. Pretty similar to this season as well. And in 2018, UCR was able to claim the program's first automatic berth into the NCAA tournaments. Joel Rivera in for the injured Alexander Vukovic. Hopefully he's okay. He had blood streaming from his face earlier in the match. There's Noah Lopez. He's dispossessed. Teams exchange possessions at midfield. Touch flicked on, but Carlos Gonzalez will come off of his line and collect before Alexis Ledoux can come in and do any damage. The Gauchos played a tough non-conference record. They've only got 2 losses on the entire season. They both happen to be up in Santa Barbara. They lost on September 2nd to Cornell 2-1, and then lost on the 24th of September to Stanford by the same score. So a couple of tough opponents, and that's the only losses you'll find on the ledger for Tim Von Steeg's side. Looks like Joel Rivera will make way, and Alexander Vukovic looks to be coming back on. Pablo Figueroa will come on for the Gauchos. Alexis Ledoux will give way. Now you're up to speed. There is the big Serbian defenseman for UC Riverside, Alexander Vukovic. back in with a well-placed head bandage. Hopefully he's all right. Polo Hernandez called for the foul at midfield. Didn't care for the call too much. Brandon Stevis, the head official. Probably heard the words of Polo Hernandez, but disregarded them quickly. Free kick here for UCSB. Caden Vomsteeg. From San Marcos High School. He plays this one ahead. 50-50 ball headed down by Adrian Meade Tatum. Gauchos now with possession, looking for Finn Ballard McBride, but offside flag is raised. So the Aussie offside there. Looking to get himself going against the Highlanders defense. Hasn't been able to do so thus far. Carlos Gonzalez boots this one. Gauchos will collect far side. Omarson trying to disrupt the play. This one flicked on. Carlos Gonzalez, awkward strike at that one, but ends up being effective. But the Gauchos have earned themselves a corner kick. With the take, looks like it's going to be Lucas Gonzalez, the redshirt sophomore midfielder from Long Beach, California, plays for the LA Galaxy Academy. Rene Pacheco comes on for the Gauchos. Jorge Aldana will give way. And another Serbian into the match, Luka Lukic, and that one finds the back of the net on the set piece from the Gauchos. And there is a level playing field out here in Riverside. It's 1-1. Goal in the 30th minute. So set piece opportunities here tonight have produced goals for each team. Lucas Gonzalez will get the assist on this one. And Henry Davies finds the back of the net. Take another look at it here. Gonzalez played it short, near post, and then flicked on to the back of the net on the far side of the post by Henry Davies.
It's so fast we didn't even see it.
Noah Lopez gave way for Luka Lukic, and the Highlanders now find themselves in a totally different match here, tied up at 1. Or I guess it's the same match, but you know what I'm saying. Some tortillas thrown on the field. That's a tradition, I guess, for the Gauchos. Kind of a weird tradition, but whatever. There's Vukovic with the bandaged head. He'll play this back to Carlos Gonzalez. Gonzalez looking for Brendan Clark. Clark finds Osorio. There's Lukic. Plays it back for Polo. Here's the far side. Oscar Panate trying to find Luka Lukic. A little bit too much steam on that one, and a quick decision by Leroy Zeller to come off of his line. So 1-1 here in Riverside. Highlanders goal early in the match equaled here in the 30th minute. AJ Meade Tatum steps up on defense. It'll be a throw in for the Gauchos. So Highlanders goal in the 12th minute, now equalized in the 30th. Henry Davies finding the back of the net. Henry Davies, second goal on the year for the Gauchos, and it's an extremely timely one. Davies, another player from Australia. The Gauchos do well recruiting in the international game. 32nd minute here in Riverside. And we're all evened up at 1. Decision Saturday for the Big West Conference as far as men's soccer goes. Seeding definitely be decided, as well as who makes it and who doesn't. These two teams have already clinched, but each would definitely like to come into the tournament as the #1 seed. Polo Hernandez playing good defense there. Osorio finds Issa Badawia, who's tossed down to the turf. Sam Fletcher had 2 hands extend, and he is booked. Yellow card presented to Sam Fletcher. Will be a free kick for UC Riverside here on the near side. Highlanders set this up. Brendan Clark, the left-footed striker, along with Issa Badawia. Strikes with the right. Brendan Clark trying to get this one into the penalty box. Missed the mark a bit. Gauchos looked to counter, but that was snuffed out by the UC Riverside defense. Good ball there, just missed Issa Badawia. If the connection would have been made there, Badawia had plenty of room to work, and he would have been going 1v1 against that gentleman right there in goal, Leroy Zeller. Highlanders, 14 points in the Big West Conference. The Gauchos with 16. So a tie, although it's not a loss, a tie would ensure that the Gauchos were the #1 seed and the regular season conference champion. 35th minute in Riverside. UC Santa Barbara against UC Riverside. Thank you so much for joining us here on ESPN Plus. Exciting men's soccer matchup here for you as both players in the corner hit the deck, no whistle. As Brandon Stevens says, play on. corner kick. They've been dangerous thus far in this match. There's Tabit Bartman. Bartman from Cape Town, South Africa, with the take. And that one is cleared out by the Highlanders defense, but another corner kick upcoming. So 4 shots for the Gauchos, 3 of those on net, 1 found the back. This one's booted, struck quite strongly by Bartman there. And it'll be a throw in for the Highlanders, and they'll say thank you very much. Throw in looking for Lukic, off the mark. Issa Badawia, switch sides. Panate plays this ahead. Olmarson will reset. Here's Jamie Tatum. Lets this one come to him. Misses the mark. Sam Fletcher gives way. Basili will come on for the Gauchos. Philip Basili. Basili from Norway, another international player. Here's Brendan Clark on the flank. Tried to deliver that into the penalty box. You had Luka Lukic streaking in. Osorio gets that one, collects. Brings it to Clark. Back to Osorio. He's 1v2. He'll play it back. Good decision. Good patience. Polo Hernandez. Try the other side. Fremar Omarson. Try to step forward. Dangerous. Gauchos offensive players trying to get through, and be a throw in for UC Riverside. Joel Rivera comes on. Alexander gives way. Osorio gives way as well. Christian Seha now on for Tim Capello's squad. Foul on the Highlanders. Free kick here. Caden Vomsteeg surveys the situation. Right-footed striker serves this in, and that one saved by Gonzalez. Looked like Bartman with the chance there. Didn't look like Bartman got as clean a strike as he would have liked on that one. Highlanders defense was definitely in the vicinity though. Lukic played off of the ball there. It'll be a goal kick for the Gauchos. 40th minute here in Riverside, 1-1. Goal in the 12th minute. Noah Lopez for UC Riverside, assisted by Brendan Clark. on a set piece. And then the Gauchos, in the same fashion, are able to respond and find the equalizer in the 30th minute. And that's where we stand here in this regular season Big West Conference Championship matchup. And knocked to the turf is Polo Hernandez, hands on his head. Lucas Gonzalez can't believe it, but he is whistled for the foul. 41st minute. As we take a look at it again, and yeah, I mean, like Lucas Gonzalez kind of put a shoulder into the chest of Polo Hernandez there. Errant pass. Gauchos now with a golden opportunity, and Lukic able to intercept their serve into the penalty box. So Highlanders defense stepped up at the right time there. Fremar Omarson with the header. Seha finds Clark. Clark looking for Badawia. Issa into the penalty box. And with the right foot, that one was going to be on goal, but it was deflected by the Gauchos defense, and the Highlanders have earned themselves another set piece opportunity. So Issa Badawia, one of the leaders of this team, a senior, honored here tonight at senior nights. He's a local product from Riverside, Martin Luther King High School. And Issa Badawia with the take. This one punched out by Zeller. Like plenty of blue shirts, or black shirts, excuse me, in the vicinity there. Yeah, Gauchos throw in here, much to the dismay of the Highlander faithful. 43rd minute, 1-1 here in Riverside. What a battle, what a matchup. A lot on the line, but at the same time, both of these teams have clinched a spot in the tournament. But you know the Highlanders would like to beat the Gauchos and vice versa here. If the Highlanders were able to pull off the victory, they would be the #1 seed going into the tournament. Otherwise, a tie or a concede, and it is the Gauchos. This one served through the box, but untouched. There wasn't a dark shirt in the vicinity. Good idea there from the Highlanders, but no one home. Caden Vomsteeg tries to find Bartman. Teams exchanging headers at midfield. Finn gets this one to Bartman. Bartman trying to move through traffic on the side here and served through. Looked like Pacheco was left all alone on the near side. Just wasn't able to center that one onto the boots of a Gaucho. Gauchos now in the box, left-footed strike, and that's off of the big frame of the Icelander, Fremar Omarson. Between Omarson and Alexander Vukovic. A couple of big dudes in the back there for UC Riverside. One from Iceland and one from Serbia. A lot of international players on this pitch here tonight. Omarson whiffed on that one, but lucky for him, finds Carlos Gonzalez. Here's Brendan Clark now with time winding down. He's going to get this one. That's an attempt for Issa Badawia, but cleared out, and that's the way this one will go into the half. 1-1 Highlanders with the goal in the 12th minute, and the equalizer found by the Gauchos in the 30th. We'll step aside here on ESPN Plus, and we'll be back in just a moment. And a huge half of action coming your way here. We'll decide who's the #1 seed in the Big West Conference for men's soccer. We are underway. Alexander Vukovic will boot this one. He's got his head bandaged as he was bloodied in the early going of the first half. Seems to be okay. Fremar Omarsson. Looking near side for Oscar Panate. Luka Lukic was flying in, but a little bit tardy. And a throw in for the Gauchos on the near side. Gauchos only 2 losses on the entire season. They haven't lost in the Big West Conference. Polo Hernandez point blank, and Zeller equal to the task. Leroy Zeller showing why he's one of the best goalies, if not the best goalie in the Big West Conference, off of the right-footed strike of Polo Hernandez. Polo Hernandez with 8 assists on the season. He leads the Big West Conference in that category. He doesn't have a goal yet, though. I'm sure he'd love to get a crooked number on the stat sheet there. So Highlanders turned away from a golden opportunity, and now a whistle at midfield. Highlanders will draw the foul. So 1-1 here in Riverside. Early moments of the second half. Highlanders in their last match, a 2-0 victory over CSU Bakersfield in Bakersfield. They had 21 shots on the night. So the Highlanders extremely aggressive offensively and looking to continue that here tonight, although they've only got the 4 shots. There's Bartman. Near side. Vaselli runs out of real estate, and Joel Rivera will clear. Here's Vindich with the throw in. Vindich, he's from Freiburg, Germany, so another international player here on the pitch. Gauchos, far side. Trying to get this ball in, and touched away by the Highlanders defense. Looking for Finn Ballard McBride. You see him there in the screen. Leads the Big West Conference in goals, 13 game-winning goals, 5 of those. He's got 27 points on the year, and average points per match 1.59. So he does a little bit of everything, especially finding the back of the net. Here's Polo Hernandez moving forward. His pass intercepted momentarily. Gauchos collect, reset. That pass intercepted. Polo Hernandez leaves this one off. Brendan Clark streaking in and try to get that one centered for Lukic. The defense of the Gauchos, though, read the pass. And UC Riverside going to get a set piece opportunity here. Brendan Clark, Issa Badawia in the corner. Clark, the left-footed striker from Pompano Beach, Florida, the transfer from Stetson University. He bends this one in, and it's headed away by the Gauchos defense. A lot of white shirts in the vicinity there. Played back into the 18, headed in. Fremar Omarsson with an opportunity, but not able to hit that one cleanly. He didn't have a great angle to get that one past Leroy Zeller, but he's now down on the pitch. Timeouts on the field. Fremar Omarsson from Iceland, honored before the game here tonight. He's one of the seniors for the Highlanders squad. The defenseman stands at 6'3". There's a good look there at Leroy Zeller, the outstanding goalkeeper for the Gauchos. As I mentioned earlier, he had 6 clean sheets to start Big West Conference play. He was not scored upon until the 7th match against Cal Poly on the 22nd of this month. And until the Highlanders has scored in the 12th minute of this match, Zeller only allowed 3 goals in all of Big West Conference play. And a foul on the Highlanders. Oh, I'm sorry, on the Gauchos. I beg your pardon. Won't be the first, and it won't be the last time. So the top 2 teams, as far as men's soccer goes, the Big West Conference squaring off here in Riverside. Highlanders 4-2-2, 14 points. Gauchos 4-0-2. They're 16 points. All tied up here in Riverside. Polo Hernandez. There's Vukovic. Vukovic thinking about stepping forward. Instead, he'll play this one over top into the corner, looking for Brendan Clark. Clark chases this one down. Tried to get past his mark, but marked well there in the corner. There's Issa Badawia, but whistle and a foul against the Highlanders this time. Free kick here in the 52nd minute for the Gauchos. Gauchos goal on the night by Henry Davies, his 2nd on the season. And here's Bartman streaking down. Gonzalez will come off of his line and play that one safely. So Bartman, who is an offensive threat to be for sure for the Gauchos. Some fancy footwork and headwork. O.L. Rivera able to disrupt that run. In the box, Luca had his shot deflected from the pass from East, with a golden opportunity there in the 6. Unable to find the back of the net this time. Throw in. Eddie Vieta. Vieta to Bartman. 50-50 ball. And looked like that was off of Finn Ballard McBride. Omarsson will play this back to Gonzalez. We'll try the other side of the pitch. One touch from Polo. Looking for Issa Badawia, the senior from Martin Luther King High School. And there is a foul as Polo Hernandez is knocked to the turf. A 50-50 opportunity, strong challenge from the Gauchos there. Clock stopped here in Riverside. Paula Hernandez hopping up and down on an imaginary pogo stick on this side of the field, looking for the pass. Offside as Luka Lukic got beyond his defender there. 1-1 here in Riverside. Thank you so much for joining us here on ESPN Plus in what is essentially the regular season championship here for the Big West Conference. Winner take all. Tie championship would go to the Gauchos. Highlanders looking for some magic here in the second half. Highlanders, one touch, shot, and the redirect finds the back of the net. The Highlanders with the score here in the 52nd minute. Excuse me, the 55th minute. Highlander fans going nuts. And the goal looked like it was scored on the redirect by Isa Badawia, the senior, on senior night. Scores the second goal in the 55th minute. Highlanders knocking on the doorstep, and this time they knock the door down. Lukic with the shot initially, and then Isa Badawia with the rebound. And Isa Badawia from that spot is not going to miss. Isa Badawia with the goal for the Highlanders. Badawia's fourth goal on the season, and it couldn't have been bigger. And now Isa Badawia is dropped. Bartman with the foul. Highlanders trying to ride this momentum here and keep their foot on the proverbial accelerator. Here's another look at it. Isa Badawia finding the back of the net. Here's Brendan Clark now. UC Riverside with a huge goal in the 55th minute. Isa Badawia, the senior from Martin Luther King High School. He was here in 2018 when the Highlanders took the Big West Conference crown in the tournament. And I know I've said it a couple times, but this season very reminiscent of the 2018 year. You ask, how do I know? I wasn't out here for the ESPN broadcast because we didn't have those back then, but I was the public address announcer in the 2018 season. Extremely honored to do so, and surprised they didn't kick me off of the microphone. But on the public address mic in 2018 I was, so I got to see that run, and this team looks to have some of that same magic, and Isa Badawia finds some of that magic here in the 55th minute. Set piece opportunity. Here's Lucas Gonzalez from Long Beach, California, the LA Galaxy Academy. Big spot here. That one found the head of Alexis Ledoux, but Ledoux wide of the nets. Carlos Gonzalez from Santa Ana, California, Modern Day High School. Highlanders up in this one, 2-1. Here's played back to Zeller. Zeller hasn't had too many contests that he's allowed more than one goal. The 2 losses on this season for the Gauchos, both by the 2-1 margin. That was against Cornell on the 2nd of September in Santa Barbara, and then also against Stanford on the 24th of September. Highlanders looking to continue their pressure. Broken up by the Gauchos. Now the Gauchos look to counter. Near side. Vieta, 1v3, he's tripped up. Polo Hernandez and Eddie Vieta getting tangled up there, and it'll be a free kick here. On the take, Alexis Ledoux. He's from France. Right-footed strike. Served into the box. Headed away. Another chance. Gonzalez can't get that one, and whistle as the Gauchos foul Gonzalez. Cannot impede the progress of the goalkeep like that, so foul committed by the Gauchos. 60th minute here in Riverside. It's a good one in the Big West Conference to decide their regular season championship. Highlanders with a 2-1 advantage. Half hour left here. Highlanders continue to apply the pressure. Issa Badawia nearly got a crucial turnover in a sweet part of the pitch. Clark on the far side, momentarily won the header. Zeller moves this one ahead quickly. Here's Vieta. Vieta, good ball for Ledoux. A little bit strong, and Ledoux loses it. Good defense by Fremar Omarson. It'll be a corner. There's a good look at the Frenchman, Alexis Ledoux. Sophomore forward for the Gauchos. Gauchos slow to set this up. Right-footed strike, bent into the box, and Carlos Gonzalez comes off his line, and he'll rise up, snatch that one from the sky. Gonzalez strikes this one, looking for Oscar Penate. Penate marked by Vieta. Lucas Gonzalez won that ball momentarily. Polo Hernandez on the turf and has a cramp. Is in some obvious pain. The Gauchos now with a one-man advantage with Polo Hernandez and Penate helping out. This one struck wide of the net. And even help from Vintage from the Gauchos. Good sportsmanship here as Polo Hernandez is in some obvious pain with the cramp. Get him some potassium. It's hard to run around this pitch all night. These guys are in phenomenal shape and make it look extremely easy, but I can assure you it's not. Not that I know, because I've never, ever successfully played soccer, so. Yes, I have 2 left feet. So clock is stopped here. Carlos Osorio will come on for Polo Hernandez. Hopefully Hernandez can get that cramp worked out. Here comes Osorio. Osorio from San Jose, California. Another one of the seniors honored here tonight. Some pressure applied from the Gauchos. Highlanders break the press. Up ahead to Lukic. And that ball will be a throw-in for the Gauchos. It's Vieta. To the Frenchman Ledoux. Ledoux dispossessed. Highlanders now look to make another run. Here's Issa Badawia. Badawia been on the accelerator all night. Into the 18. On the far side. He's finally played off the ball there by the Gauchos defense. So UCSB bends but don't break on that possession. Gauchos now. Gonzalez near side, Vieta. Vieta will play it back. Basili. And dispossessed. Here comes Brendan Clark. Clark looking for Luka. Lukic trying to get through the defense over there on the far side. Unable to do so. But the Highlanders not content here to sit on this 1-goal lead. They've certainly been putting it to the Gauchos and would love to gain a further advantage here against UCSB in this regular season championship match. Badawia. Good ball to Clark. Offside. So Brendan Clark just a bit beyond his marker, and the offside flag raised here. 2-1, UC Riverside on top, taking the lead on the goal by Issa Badawia. Now streaking forward, the Frenchman Ledoux. Highlanders able to poke that away. As Alexis Ledoux gets it in quickly. Top of the 18, headed out by Vukovic. This one right into the chest of Carlos Gonzalez. Gonzalez covers up. Not really challenged there, Gonzalez. Just had to collect that one right to him. Here's Luka Lukic. O.L. Rivera. Lukic goes down. And the foul on Lukic. He knocked over Philippe Basili, the sophomore from Norway. Here's the Frenchman Ledoux. Ledoux gets this one in. Vieja, excuse me, and then the left-footed strike. That one is wide of the mark. Looked like that was Lucas Gonzalez trying to find the far post. Carlos Gonzalez positioned well. There you can see Lucas Gonzalez on the season, leads the team with 5 assists, and these coming into action. He got his 6th assist earlier in the contest on the Henry Davies 2nd goal of the year. Rivera gets this over to Oscar Penate. Penate, very quick feet over there. Here's Carlos Osorio plays this over, far side. Brendan Clark, Osorio, back to Clark. Clark takes a mighty swing at that one. Off of the mark, a little bit too much venom there. And there's a look at Leroy Zeller. He's fit to be tied right now. He doesn't find himself down in too many matches. Noah Lopez comes back, and he'll spell Luka Lukic here in the 67th minute. Lopez. It's a nice round of applause coming in. Gauchos looking to build towards something here. On the far side, and knocked over is Ledoux. So free kick here for the Gauchos. Nemo Phillip and Alexis Ledoux. Ledoux with the right foot. But instead, it would be the left-footed strike. That one headed out just wide of the goal. A good serve into the penalty area. But the Gauchos not able to capitalize on the opportunity. UC Riverside looking to be the #1 seed going into the Big West Conference tournament. Here's O.L. Rivera. Rivera, good ball, but just poked away by the defense. Gauchos tightening up there at the top of the 18. And the defense provided there from Philippe Basili. Well, Rivera, near side throw in. Lopez back to Rivera. And beyond the end line. So a goal kick for the Gauchos and Leroy Zeller. Zeller now coming into this match, he'd only allowed 3 goals in all of Big West Conference play, and he's allowed 2 tonight to the Highlanders. There's the Frenchman Ledoux going 1v3. Omarson will clear this. He'll do more than clear it. He'll find Noah Lopez. Lopez dispossessed for the moment. Strong challenge by Lopez. He wins the ball back. Trying to enter the 18. He's still 1v2. Oscar Panate. And he'll lose possession there. Rivera marking Ledoux. Ledoux tries to play this ahead, but too much touch on that one. (2-1) here in Riverside. Carlos Gonzalez boots this one into the attacking zone. It'll be a throw in on the far side for UC Riverside. Both these teams vying for the top spot in the Big West Conference going into the tournament play next week. Lopez will play this back. Lopez touch for Rivera. Rivera harassed on the sideline. Gets this one to Seha, Christian Seha. Zeller plays this one. Cool and collected. Oso now with possession on the far side. Highlanders dispossessed there. And the two teams will exchange possessions at midfield. Seha now. Far side, Christian Seha. Looking for some help. Here's Issa Badawia. Badawia in the penalty box. Good move. Benate. Still with possession for the Highlanders. They'll play it back, reset themselves a little bit. There's Vukovic. Highlanders reset, switch sides of the field. Here's Omarson looking for Rivera. Little too strong and also marked well over there was Rivera, and that was Eddie Vieda. Vieda, we've called his name several times here this evening from Costa Mesa, Servite High School. There's Andrew Alexander coming back onto the pitch for UC Riverside. Well, Rivera will give way. Andrew Alexander from Glendora High School. Hails from Los Angeles, California, the sophomore. Substitution as well for the Gauchos. Pacheco came on, or gave way, excuse me. And Tabit Bartman comes back on for the Gauchos from South Africa. Another international player here. Good ball for Panate. Panate with the goal. 3-1, UC Riverside. Oscar Panate, the senior, honored tonight from Watts, California. Did he just put the Highlanders into that #1 seed spot? I don't know. Plenty of time left here. But the Highlanders up 3-1. Oscar Panate with the goal. Highlanders pumped up, their crowd way into this one. And Oscar Panate back on that accelerator once again. Leroy Zeller beside himself as he watched that one trickle by. And he was wondering at that point, where is my defensive help? And it wasn't to be found. Noah Lopez with the assist. Oscar Panate with a huge goal here in the 73rd minute. That's Panate's second goal on the season, and it couldn't have been a bigger one. UC Riverside, shades of 2018 here in 2022. Good slide tackle there. Alexander, strong challenge. But now Ledoux, the Frenchman, leaves this off. He gets it back, looking for a left-footed strike. Instead, he gets it back in the zone. And he struck that one with a little bit too much steam. Alexis Ledoux, the sophomore from France. The announcement over the public address here at UC Riverside. Our wonderful public address announcer, Rance Garrett. Nice touch there, but intercepted by the Gauchos, and the Highlanders staying on the aggressive side here offensively, even with the 2-goal advantage. Defense, of course, at the forefront of the mind, I'm sure, of head coach Tim Capello, but the players still going right after it. Alexander dribbles this one, loses it to Ledoux. Ledoux puts on the afterburners. Nice poke away from Fremar Omarson, and now Osorio takes that one away. Here's Oscar Panate. He'll play this back to Alexander. The Highlanders playing with a renewed sense of enthusiasm here. Some pressure put on. Gonzalez kind of whiffs on that one. Cleared for the moment. Seha looking for Brendan Clark. Finds him. Clark gets this one, looking for Issa Badawia in the 18, but deflected away and cleared now by the Gauchos. Looking for Finn Ballard McBride. McBride trying to get himself going in this match here. Finn Ballard McBride on the evening, no shots, and of course no shots on goal. There's Alexander. Andrew working on the near side. 1v2, spins away from the defense. Marked well there though. That's Vieda. If I could read my own writing. Gauchos now trying to counter. Players collide. I didn't hear a whistle. It'll be a deep throw in for the Gauchos. Substitution for UCSB. Tim Van Steeg will employ Dominic Fanco. Eddie Vieda will give way. Good ball. And then that one kicked towards the nets. Carlos Gonzalez will comfortably collect. He'll cover up just to be on the side of safety. And once again, Lucas Gonzalez with the shot on goal. Gonzalez has been a bit of a thorn in the side of the Highlanders here tonight. Gonzalez with the assist. He's got 6 shots, and 2 of those have been on target. Issa Badawia will give way to a nice round of applause. Josue Varela will come in and spell Badawia for now. Varela from Sun Valley, California. Also played at the LA Galaxy Academy, as a couple of the players on this pitch have. Here's Nemo Phillip. Bartman now eludes defenders, gets it back to Nemo Phillip. Bartman and Phillip playing a 2-man game. This one served in just outside of the 18. Gauchos methodically trying to build up to something special here. Down by 2. Plenty of time though, and this one deflected and trickles in to Gonzalez. Good look at Carlos Gonzalez there. Stands 6'2", the junior from Santa Ana. Went to Mater Dei High School. The excellent goalkeeper for the Highlanders, Noah Lopez, causing fits for the Gauchos in the corner there. Near side now. Phillip looking for Fanco. Fanco will serve this in, headed away by the Highlanders defense. Not cleared though. Here's the Frenchman. Good moves in the middle. And no whistle. Now the whistle has been blown. We'll sort this one out as Highlander player slow to get up. So foul on the Gauchos. I mentioned earlier, UC Riverside with 10 different goal scorers on the season. Wes Hastings among that group had a game winner earlier in the season. Alfonso Ramirez, a goal just a couple matches ago. Tim Capello has pushed all the right buttons here, at least in conference play. And here comes the Highlanders once again. Panate, top of the 18, strikes this one with the right foot, looking for Alexander, but a great read there by the defense of the Gauchos, standing tall. Noah Lopez, good slide tackle to dispossess Santa Barbara. Seha plays this back to Fremar Omarson. Kicks this one up ahead. Noah Lopez. 50-50 ball won by the Gauchos. Taken away. Here's Seha. Christian Seha on the near side after the one touch from Osorio. Seha gets this one centered through, but no dark jerseys there at the top of the 6. Highlanders continue to put the pressure on the Gauchos defense and trying to get another one against Leroy Zeller. These two teams could end up playing each other once again next week in the tournament, so Highlanders probably want to do as much damage to the psyche of Leroy Zeller if that's possible. If they can get another goal, maybe they could do that. Here's Brendan Clark with the take from the corner. Dangerous ball there. And Highlanders taken away. Lukic with a great slide tackle here on the near side. Although Nemo Phillip might not agree with that assessment. '83rd minute here in Riverside. 3-1, Highlanders on top. These two teams vying for the top spot going into the tournament. Bartman had a chance there, and Gonzalez able to collect and cover up. Almost gave up a rebound, but was able to get his paws on that one. Gonzalez kicks this one out to Luka Lukic. Lukic, the Serbian, knocked over on the slide tackle. Foul on Brendan Clark there. Brendan Clark has been so instrumental in the offensive attack for UC Riverside here this season, as has Polo Hernandez, Issa Badawia, Oscar Panate, Noah Lopez, and others. Be a free kick here for the Gauchos. Down by 2. Time dwindling. Left-footed strike, delivered into the box. What a save there by Gonzalez. Headed in, flicked in, and luckily for Gonzalez, he was able to sprawl out and collect that one. Gonzalez, probably the toughest challenge he's faced here in the second half of play. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. ESPN Plus production of Big West men's college soccer, and this one on the side of the net. Looks like it went in from this angle here. A lot of the fans thought that one went and found the back of the net. There's Polo Hernandez back in, the leader in the Big West Conference with 8 assists on the season. Clark gives way. Clark is the leader in minutes for UC Riverside and Tim Capello's squad here on the season. Brendan Clark getting a much deserved rest. Half the head of Ledoux. Shot deflected. Gauchos, another opportunity. Another deflection on the shot attempt. Not sure that would have found goal, but deflected nonetheless. Here's Noah Lopez. And they'll play it back to Leroy Zeller as the Gauchos try to mount another attack here. Here's Alexis Ledoux, the Frenchman. Momentarily dispossessed, marked well by Carlos Osorio. Gets by Osorio and Rivera, and gets one on goal against Carlos Gonzalez. Gonzalez reaches out with the left paw and pokes that one away. So Alexis Ledoux able to do some things here against the Highlanders defense, stepping past 3 defenders. This one swiped away by Gonzalez. Another corner upcoming for the Gauchos, and they'll go fast. Near post, Gonzalez swats that one away. Headed out momentarily. Highlanders trying to clear this one. Lukic now. Lukic, if he could have gained possession there, had a ton of space to move. Fremar Omarsson got a foot on that one. Here's Noah Lopez. He'll switch the side of the field to Seha. Christian Seha not able to run that one down though. 87th minute here in Riverside. Highlanders looking to be the #1 seed in the Big West Conference tournaments. Here's the Frenchman Ledoux. He's been on a mission here in the second half. He tries to get this one to the other side of the 18. Finds his man in the corner. Gauchos up at the 6. Shot deflected, another shot deflected, that one by Bartman. Gauchos still with possession. Trying desperately to get themselves a little closer. Header attempt whiffed on there by the Frenchman Ledoux. And Carlos Gonzalez having himself quite the match here tonight. He'll send this one downfield. Luka Lukic, far side. Lukic trying to get by his mark. Putting on the afterburners in the corner. And whistle blown. His temper's flaring a little bit there. Foul on UCR. And the Gauchos looking to move quickly here. And Fremar Omarsson emphatically bumping Finn Ballard McBride off of that ball. Fremar Omarsson, he just told Finn Ballard McBride, I don't care how many goals you have, get out of here, man. I'm sure he said it nicer than that. Issa Badawia comes back on the pitch for UC Riverside, giving way Noah Lopez. Issa Badawia here in 2018. Big West Conference Championship season for Tim Capello and his squad then. Daniel Aguirre, one of the players on that squad. Highlanders attacking yet again, and they do find the back of the net for a 4th time against Leroy Zeller. Oh my goodness. Coming in, Zeller had only given up 3 goals in the Big West Conference schedule, and the Highlanders pumped up. They have put the finishing touches here on the Gauchos, and they have locked up the #1 seed going into the Big West Conference tournament. The goal by Luka Lukic, I believe. We'll take another look at it here. Lukic on and gets that one flicked by Leroy Zeller. Lukic with the goal. Lukic, his third goal on the season, and he is assisted by Josue Varela. Varela got that one right on the right foot of Luka Lukic for his third goal on the season, and it is 4-1 here in the 90th minute. We're just about ready to conclude this one. Gauchos looks of disbelief. To score 4 goals against Leroy Zeller, I mean, that is a look of disbelief. Highlanders certainly not content with just 4 goals, as they were trying to move that one into the attacking zone once again. UC Riverside, what a night. 1 minute left in the regular season. UC Riverside, Big West champions, at least of the regular season. Now the #1 seed heading in to the tournament next week. There's the announcement of Luka Lukic's goal in the 89th minute. So I guess we'll be back here on Wednesday night for the first playoff game here hosted in the Big West Conference Tournament. Check your local listings. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday night. It's TBD, to be determined. This one all but over here. The only question remains is, can the Gauchos cut this lead in half here in the remaining seconds? And we'll get a restart here. Gauchos on the far side. Philip Nemo sends this one across. Dangerous ball. Gonzalez had left his line, but the Highlanders defense was there, as they've been all night long. And the countdown to the regular season champions, UC Riverside Highlanders, in convincing fashion defeat the Gauchos here at the UC Riverside